Cringe of the week, our first clip of Cringe of the week. This teacher is having a hard time explaining her polyamorous relationship to her students. That's kind of the theme of this week's Cringe of the week is the polyamory.
They're butting their ugly head.
Yeah.
They're trying to come mainstream.
Polyamory is trying to come mainstream. So look at this teacher's problem she's having.
I pride myself on being a teacher who's very open about her life. And one of the things I'm very open about is my sexuality. I have a trans flag, a bi flag, a non-binary flag, all on my desk at my work. But there's one thing I'm not open about, and it's being poly. And today that actually became something I had to worry about for the first time. See, the kids are interviewing us teachers as a part of learning how to write profiles on others. They'll soon be doing it with each other, but they're starting with the teachers so they can all work together on one subject. And one of the kids on Tuesday is going to ask me if I have a partner. And the answer is...
So the kid's going to ask if you have a partner, not if you have a husband, because we're already past that.
Yeah, we've already gotten that far.
The kids are already asking
He's
about
rounding
partners.
first base. He's getting to the polyamory over at third.
Yeah. And also, you're polyamorous and like your sexuality, you're very open and you have to talk about this. Isn't that like not the point?
Yeah.
You have to make a whole project about interviewing me and I'm open about my sexuality. So students, I get racked by pretty much multiple people.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting, but we all seem to get along and I'll paint a nice picture of it.
But I'm also a lesbian.
Yeah.
I got a girlfriend too. It's like, how old are these kids?
That's what I want to know.
Keep it going.
Yeah. And I have another one too. And I don't know how to handle that conversation because while I know that the kids are more accepting of things like homosexuality, bisexuality, all of that, polyamory is not in the conversation. It's not something that is talked about.
Yeah, exactly.
I would hope so.
So
With children?
So let's not talk about it.
Yeah.
Are you in a relationship and you say, ask a different question?
Yeah, I love it. It's like, I don't know how to handle it. It's like, lie? You're the adult. You want to have the tough conversation with the kid, just avoid it.
Kids are stupid. You're an adult. You're in charge of the whole class. Oh, do you have a partner? Yes, I do. Next question. And it's like, even that is like, I don't like that they're saying partner.
Yeah, I don't like any of it.
That's enough of that one.
Yeah, we're done with her.
That one's done. Next is the polyamorous couple with the tacos.
Yeah.
Reason number 123 why I love polyamory.
They always need to propagandize.
So last week, my boyfriend made a new connection on a dating app, and he and that woman, for their first date, went on a picnic. And it made my boyfriend realize, how come we've never been on a picnic? I don't even know. What a great first date idea, by the way. So he thought, can I take you on a picnic? And I thought, hell yeah. So here you see him deep frying me, some fish that he caught last week in Half Moon Bay. And this is what I love about polyamory. Whether it's discovering a new date idea, or a new hobby, or a new favorite movie, or a new game, or a new sex position. The things we discover in one relationship, we can carry to the other relationships. I call it trickle around polyanomics, and it's my second favorite kind of economy. And here, of course, you see my boyfriend wrapping up a to-go taco for my husband to enjoy later. After all, leftovers are one of the tenets of our polyamory over here. And now, a couple hours later, you see my husband enjoying his to-go fish taco. God bless polyamory.
No, don't do that.
God.
Take that back. God, please.
Smite them.
So, the wives have boyfriends now, and then the husbands have painted nails. So if you paint your nails, your wife will get a boyfriend.
That's a 1-for-1.
We've talked about
Confirmed.
that.
Yeah.
The painted nails is the giveaway.
No, and then I like this guy in the polyamory relationship. Like, are you sure he's not just like taking the free layup? Yeah. Like, is he really in the polyamory, or is he just like on the apps going like, yep.
Yeah,
I'm ready for my
100%.
next.
And he doesn't have a wife. He just has a bunch of girlfriends.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like, hey, we're polyamorous. Yeah, but like, don't tell my other girlfriend about this relationship.
Yeah, there's always the one who like just is taking advantage of it.
Yeah, it's just called cheating on his other girlfriend with his other girlfriend who's got a husband.
Yeah,
but yeah, don't tell my girlfriend about this polyamorous relationship. You're a poly. I'm a cheater.
I saw a video the other day that was like a 3-step thing where the family across the street from someone became swingers, and they put an upside down pineapple on their house, like a flag that had an upside down pineapple, which means like we're swingers. And then it was like, this was the first part. And then the second part was like the realtor's coming because they're selling the house because their relationship failed.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, dude, polyamory. People like, and these people propagandize it. We had tacos. It was so quirky. We went to the park. And then like they leave out the, who were you with? Like all the jealousy and all the
Your wife's on a date with another man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Next clip, the priest and drag queen in the church.
This is from our old stomping grounds.
Either of you have any questions for Miss Pentecost?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
You like her eyeshadow. That's great. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe she'll let you borrow it. When you're older, when you're allowed to wear makeup. Yeah. Of course.
Kids in masks.
Because exactly, the kids in masks and the priest is saying, "Oh, when you're older," like as if that's appropriate. Keep it going. There's some good. What they say next is interesting.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I think is great about Miss Pentecost is she reminds us that we follow a God who calls us to not conform to things of this world. That we're supposed to be transformed by the renewal of our minds, and that means that what I think today may have to change tomorrow if I continue to renew my mind. And it's so cool that we serve a God that calls us to continue to grow and continue to change into something new. And to not be bound by the ways that the world
Mrs.
defines us
Pentecost.
sometimes.
That's what I'm saying.
We're supposed to live different.
It's a good thing because God says that you're not supposed to become of the world.
Of the world.
And it's like, that's of the world.
That's fake.
That is the world.
That's everything's fake on them.
Like that's what they want to usher in, this acceptance of this. This is as worldly as it gets.
Yeah, like a trend, a momentum trend
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, that came out of nowhere that seems to be spreading everywhere for no reason.
Like what
at
the
all.
Bible says about like don't become of the world. It's like that's what they're talking about. It's like these trends that people think are okay and accepted and are actually backwards and satanic. It's a drag queen and they're telling kids in masks. Like that's as worldly as it gets, in my opinion.
So what's up with this? Like, this is a Methodist church, right? Like, is there anybody overseeing this? Is someone in charge? Or are these just like rogue priests and rogue?
I think they're rogue, and then the people that don't like it got weeded out a long time ago. Like if you went to that church in 2015 and you were kind of like, this guy's a little soft. Like, he's not really making the right points, and he's like pro-choice. Like, I'm out of here. Like you would leave before you would publicly complain. And then eventually that happens. Everyone leaves, and everyone who's left is just like sacrificing their kids to the devil.
Yeah, with masks on.
With masks on, but the drag queen doesn't have to wear a mask. The kids do. Mm-hmm. And then you can get some eyeshadow from the drag queen when you're older.
Yeah, if that's allowed.
Yeah, and then, why don't you go hang out with the drag queen 101?
Yeah, see where they take you. See kind of like you can learn some stuff maybe, you know?
Exactly. Those two need to be on a list.
Search the hard drives.
Yeah, search the hard. Let's see the hard drive.
Let's see Miss Pentecost's hard drive and her deleted folder.
Yeah,
let's see what kind of shit's on
there. That's like the new call out. Whenever you see like some sketchy type or some like weird trans like drag queen thing with the kids, it's always let's see the hard drive. Yeah. Show us the hard drive. Next, a soy milk ad.
I don't know if this is an ad or not, but it kind of seems like it.
When I was a little boy, my mother would send me to school with a box of soy milk for lunch. And the other boys, they would laugh at me. They said I drank so much soy milk that one day I would turn into a girl. Imagine that.
So, yeah, we were right.
Yeah, I guess listen to your gut, listen to your instincts.
Easy to see. We were absolutely right about the soy, and it did. But that person still needs to go to the draft if Donald Rumsfeld calls their number.
If they get called up, if we find WMDs or maybe WMDs somewhere.
In Putin, in the Kremlin.
Send them off. Yeah, hey, thank God they don't have that excuse and they already do have nuclear weapons.
Yeah, thanks to Hillary. Which makes me think they're actually going to do it. Like, I think I don't want to get on the
10-year
record
plan
and guess it, but I think there will be some sort of like nuclear incident that will escalate things. Maybe it's not a nuclear bomb. Maybe it's a nuclear reactor breaks and goes haywire. But they're just really going to try and do their best to discourage us from nuclear while they have us.
Yeah,
it's part of their. It's part of their. Like they're in the market for that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Next clip. Maybe this is just a headline. This nurse has been murdering babies.
Yeah.
And it's not abortion. It's worse.
Yeah. It says
born babies.
Yeah, it says neonatal nurse accused of killing 7 babies, attempting to kill 10 more. And this was in England somewhere.
Yeah, so I was going to say Joe Biden, typical Joe Biden voter, but they live in England. But it basically is.
Yeah, so that's scary.
And, and this person was injecting the babies with insulin and then empty syringes air into the arteries that went to the heart and kills the baby.
Which causes, heart attacks, blood clots, or whatever. But that is a real one. That's why people flick the tip of their needle.
Yeah.
If you see those guys on the bus stop in Seattle, they're flicking the tip of the needle. That's so they don't get air in their veins.
God forbid.
God forbid. But yeah, so we were talking about this off air a little bit, and like this shit is so scary. You get a psychopath who's in a position of power over patients, and we were talking, and I think there's a serial killer out there with like 600 bodies,
Like of this type?
just from like unplugging people and sticking this into a saline bag and doing stuff like that. So
I can totally see that.
and then the other thing I will say, just for paranoid types like us, she got caught doing it. Like she was caught like mid-injection or like preparing an injection or messing with something by a parent. So it's like if you have like an unconscious or unresponsive patient in your family, like you might just want to camp out a little bit, play a little defense against these psychos.
I don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
I don't trust anyone medical anymore.
That's what I'm saying. How can you?
I'll never go to the doctor again. I haven't been to the doctor in 10 years for that reason.
8 years was pre-COVID, and he was like justified.
Yeah, I was right. All right, let's go to our next clip. The girl after testosterone, the 21-year-old girl after testosterone.
Yeah.
Got out of my haircut because my hair was driving me nuts, and I shaved it because I'm tired of watching my hair thin out, and it's less distressing if I shave it. So when I talk about being too far gone, I don't really know what else to call it. This is what I mean. This is how deep my voice is. It's gotten deeper over time, and it's settled. This is what I mean by hair loss. And it just keeps getting worse. It keeps thinning. It's receding backwards. And I'm not exactly sure that's coming back. Those are the main things when I talk about being androgenized to a point of no return. I really don't see those being fixable. So that's when I talk about, just kind of staying how I am, regardless of how I feel. That's why, just because I don't really see me personally being able to come back from what's happened so far. So,
That's
this
super
is what
sad.
happens when you give a
Yeah,
woman
so this person
testosterone
is a
for 5
regret.
years.
This is like a regret thing, and it's tough scenario.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to being a man. Life's hard. Nobody cares about you.
Yeah, it's
You go
true.
bald, and then even less people care about you.
Yeah, that's super true, super sad. And there's a new thing now that if you oppose gender-affirming surgeries for children, they want the DOJ to investigate you.
Yeah, it says medical groups ask DOJ to investigate critics of hospitals' gender surgeries on children.
Yeah.
It's like, DOJ, hey, Biden, can you run interference so we can keep butchering kids?
Yeah, exactly. So if you don't want that to happen to your daughter, you're hateful and you're going to get in trouble now.
Yeah. Knock, knock. It's the FBI. We heard you were heckling Vanderbilt a much.
Yeah, super sad. Second to last clip, non-binary, or this person's not non-binary enough.
Yeah, that's what I have it labeled.
She identifies as more non-binary.
So as many of you know, I am non-binary, and like many AFAB non-binary folks or trans men or trans masc folks, I do not feel trans or non-binary enough. It's a very difficult thing to feel, and I think it's one of the big factors that made me not come out and be open about being non-binary for so long, and I think it's something that does hold back a lot of others from coming out as non-binary or trans and things like that, because we simply don't feel enough. It's painfully easy to compare ourselves to people who talk about being tomboys their whole childhood and knowing the whole time that they were trans or they were non-binary, and to the people who end up achieving this like perfect androgyny. And no one who's non-binary owes you androgyny, but as someone who is non-binary, there's so much internalized transphobia, and it's just so hard for me to extend that kindness to myself.
That's enough. So what does that mean?
I think there's just a deep-rooted unhappiness and wanting, and they've translated it into the framework of gender dysphoria, and now it's surgery time. That's the way I read it.
But she was saying like she's trying to be androgynous, more androgynous.
She wants to be right down the middle. She wants to be true non-binary,
Like
or it's like,
alien,
what
nothing?
is that? Yeah, where you really can't tell. And I think this is too much of a girl, right? Is that what you're reading
I
it right
think
now?
that's exactly. She's too much of a girl and wants to be more neutral or nothing, which I don't get. But it kind of makes me think
And then she's transphobic against herself too. I think I heard that in there.
Yeah, because she's transphobic against herself by the way she looks. So she wants to look more different, so she's not seeing herself as what she's not or something.
It's complicated. If you forget to carry the one, the whole equation could go out of whack.
Gets botched.
Yeah.
And it makes me think, I think I'm transgender.
Oh.
Because I identify as a more masculine man. So I'm going to need some testosterone and some hormones because I identify as a fucking monster.
You identify as hyper mask.
I identify as hyper mask. I identify as jacked. I identify as 405 bench for 5.
Ooh, for 5.
And I'm going to need some testosterone boosters for that.
Yeah, you need some test.
Is that any different than what they're doing? If you're a girl going, I want to be a guy, give me testosterone. And then if she's going and saying, I want to be more androgynous, give me whatever. It's like, give me testosterone. I want to be more androgynous.
Yeah, the rules are just wanting. The rule is just, do you want it? And then they go zip with a bad doctor signature.
Yeah.
And they let you have it. So I think if that's, because there's no standard here for wanting it.
Yeah.
It's just, do you feel like you want
I
it?
identify as a monster.
I'm an absolute beast.
And is opposite of androgynous, androgynous? So I identify as very androgynous. I want to, androgynous is like androgynous. Like it sounds like the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, it sounds like a caveman type grunt.
I need to be more androgynous, not androgynous, androgynous. Last clip of Cringe of the Week. Hassan Piker was at some TwitchCon streaming thing. Hassan Piker is supposed to fight Sam Hyde, but he keeps not doing it.
He keeps avoiding it.
And everyone was approaching him. Maybe play that clip of that kid approaching him and asking about the fight.
I want to give you respect for that. Oh, thank you. And I have another question. I think Sam Hyde, he called you out on like a boxing event. Are you interested in like the boxing scene or not? No.
I don't know why you guys are so into this shit. He's a Nazi. Like, I don't know. Like, what do you feel?
What's happening right now?
It's so whack, bro. Like, I don't understand why all you motherfuckers have to like run around with this shit.
It's so whack, bro. He calls Sam Hyde a Nazi. So if he's a Nazi, wouldn't you want to go beat him up?
Yeah, I thought you guys punch Nazis.
Yeah, and then he offered you like $1 million. Are you scared of the Candyman?
I think he's got a little fear in him. Don't you, lad?
I think he's scared of the Candyman.
Yeah, so this is like the third person who asked him or something, and he started snapping. He's like, that guy's a fucking Nazi, bro. And he got in someone else's face.
And then later, which was a huge mistake, Hassan Piker is always trying to look cool. Like that's his main thing. He paints his nails.
Look cool.
He's always like on his computer during the streams, like scrolling, like, oh, whatever. Like, oh, you're a loser.
Yeah, you're transphobe.
This guy's a Nazi. Like that's how he's always trying to like look cool. And then later at the event, there was a punching bag thing, and he went up and punched it, which is a bad move because you're trying to look cool, like, oh, I'll go punch this thing. But if you can't punch hard and you can't get over 900 on that thing, you shouldn't be doing it. And look what he did. Look at his punch.
He just exposed himself.
I was like, do it. Everyone's watching. And then you go. And he got like 600 and something, which I've seen girls get.
We should go find one of those and do it ourselves.
I would if we could find one,
Yeah.
and hopefully we can get it into the episode. I don't know if we can.
Yeah.
But I did one time, and I didn't swing that hard because I didn't try to be like, it's like not.
It's like break your hand shit. You shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah,
right?
and it's like everyone's watching at a bar. I'm not gonna like go too crazy, but I did one once, and I got like 950, and it was like, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
That's why you don't fight the Candyman.
He punches like this. He puts his thumb under and he goes, is this how you punch?
This is how you break this, right?
Yeah, and it's good to see that Sam Hyde has goons and just like people who are interested with a little trolling, because you kind of gave yourself up. Like if someone trolled me for something in public, like something I was avoiding, I'd be like, you got me, man. Like, yeah, you caught me. But instead of being like, what the fuck is your problem? That guy's a Nazi. It's kind of the worst reaction and should encourage more trolls, to be honest.
100%. That's what happens. And then it's like, it's weird because you get trolled when you're like lying or when you're like misrepresenting or like you're pretending and you're like fronting and you're LARPing. Mm-hmm. So it's like he gets trolls. If someone wanted to come troll us from like the podcast, what would they say? It's like,
Dan Crenshaw's the best.
Yeah, it's like, okay, like you're wrong. I don't care. Like we don't have to take stands on things we don't actually believe, and we don't have to be like pussy bitch boys. Like, oh man, like you're misogynistic. Like you're a Nazi. Like, we don't have to do that at all. So
Yeah.
it's like, come troll us. It's like you'd have to just basically do ad hominem attacks on Rap Boy, which is
which we welcome that. Yeah. But so, I mean, that was funny. And obviously, he's never going to fight Sam Hyde. He's never going to share the Twitch money he makes with other socialists.
Yeah.
He's never going to really get out of his comfort zone.
Those Twitch streams, we've said this before, like in Bonus Land especially, those Twitch streams are a real waste of time. Like for our show, we come ready. We have our clips ready. We have our scripts ready. We have everything we're going to do in order, and we come deliver a show because we care about it.
Yeah.
We prepare for it, and we're pretty deliberate with like what we're saying and the points we're making, and we also just like have nice, enjoyable time together making jokes.
Yeah.
His stream, it's like, oh, he streams for 5 hours a day. He just sits there on the computer and scrolls and then reads some like random chats and goes, oh, this chat, like you're a loser. Like, oh,
the study says this instead of that you just asserted.
Yeah.
I'm going to go make a sandwich.
And it's like nothing ever gets accomplished. Oh, let's look that up. And they like type things in. They don't actually do anything. Those streams are just an absolute waste of time. And it's for people with like low brain function. For people to put stuff in the background and then like do their whole day. This is something you actually, I don't know if you guys agree. I'm sure I get a lot of comments that you do where you actually watch the show and you're actually engaged and you're watching. It's not one of those podcasts you just kind of like leave on and then I'll watch next week when it comes out. I didn't finish it. Who cares?
Yeah.
People actually enjoy our show. So Hassan sucks. He's not going to fight Sam Hyde. If you want to fight me, I know you probably don't want to, or I'm nobody. I don't get enough views or whatever. Fine. But if you wanted to, I would do it. Imagine he thinks like, I'm not going to fight Sam Hyde, but I'll fight Fleckus because he's like fat.
You'd have to get it done in one round. I'm going to be honest with you,
get
man.
it done in the first 40 seconds.
You see how tired Sam Hyde was in his fight?
Yeah.
He's like an in shape, like,
and he like trained
was
for
doing
it.
cardio.
Yeah.
I
have
think
to get done in the first round.
Yeah. I think Sam Hyde, if he lost a little bit of weight, like he was a little muscle bound, you know what I mean? Like he could be actually a way better boxer if he wasn't as big, you know?
Yeah. So
we'll see.
We're obviously Team Candyman here.
Yeah. As if there's a choice to go to the other side.
Exactly. That takes us out of our cringe